to this special edition of B.M.B. Tell It Like It Is. On a sad occasion on Friday, we lost our king of our Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, from at 43 to colon cancer. Even though he had a short career, he made such a big mark. He left a big mark in Hollywood for the culture and just period. In the iconic movies that he played and the people he portrayed that he played in the movie. Thurgood Marshall, James Brown, the Godfather of Soul, Black Panther, and Jackie Robinson. And it is so weird. He died on the day that Jackie Robinson signed his deal to the Dodgers, and he played Jackie Robinson. It's funny how timing goes around, that he died on the day that Jackie Robinson signed to the Dodgers. And that was just our tribute to the king. And Wakanda forever. Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, that was tough. That was tough.
Yeah. And it was funny. I saw a meme where somebody said nobody in his circle leaked anything about it, because I had no idea that he had colon cancer. Not a clue. I heard nothing of it. So I mean, he didn't make it public knowledge. And he just went on about his life and about his career.
Right.
Pushing ahead. Trying to do it.
Mildred, why do you think that is? He didn't make it public.
He probably didn't want nobody to, maybe not nobody to feel sorry for him, or nobody to, maybe he didn't want nobody to give him no pass. He wanted to be able to do stuff, based off his talent and his ability, And then I also think the reason why it didn't get anything, did not get leaked, because the people he got around him is solid.
Man.
So, I mean, when you got solid people around you,
it don't get no better than that.
Right. And they're not gonna let none of your personal information, get out to the public, So I think that's another reason why.
Yeah. Yeah, man. No, when I heard the news too, man, it's crazy. It was just shocking. It was shocking. And like y'all said, man, it came out of like nowhere. You wasn't really expecting it. I know last time I saw Chadwick was, and I was telling Ashley this, was during the All-Star game, during the dunk contest, because he was one of the judges. And at that time, he did look a little different, but I thought he was getting prepared for like another role.
Right.
He's getting ready to play someone else. He's played so many good roles up to this point. And you hear other people say it just feels like he's gone before his time. Like, it shouldn't have really happened at this point in time. But I felt like he had more to give, and just like more, things out there on the table. And that's sad, because you got a lot of talented people out there, man. And for someone to leave this world before their time, and there's more things that they can do, and so much more they can give, it's real sad. But the things that he did in the movies, and the things he stood up for, I think really spoke for him as a person. And the movies were good, man. 42, Black Panther, Thurgood Marshall, some of the DC movies. So he just did so much, man. And I think those movies, especially Black Panther, did a lot for the community, especially the Black community, and just pride and seeing someone that looks like you, actually a superhero.
Right. And that whole entire cast
is.
Yeah, the cast was strong.
Whole entire cast. I mean, it was, I think they did an excellent job with that.
Yeah.
And so,
Braxton, why do you feel he probably didn't share that he was sick?
Man, like kind of like Mildred was saying, he didn't probably want people to feel sorry for him. You know, he just wanted to fight. I heard he was doing like chemo between like movies, you know,
and surgery.
and he was doing surgery, yeah, between movies. So he probably didn't, you know, didn't want that to hinder his acting, maybe his career there in Hollywood as a young black actor,
Right.
you know, because there's already so much stacked up against you,
Right.
going in as a young black actor, and going out for those big roles. So maybe he didn't want it to get out, and just, you know, he just wanted to, you know, just stay positive, I guess, and keep silent. Because people, sometimes when things like that get out, people will sometimes put you in a grave before it's your time.
Right.
And they would have been
Most
saying,
definitely.
"Oh, he's done," you know. They would be trying to kill him off way before it's actually his time. So I think there's a number of reasons you can look at why it may have happened. But you know, I am appreciative for the things that he did do and the movies that he gave us.
Right.
You know,
and to me, like you said, Brad, the main reason why he probably didn't tell anybody, but first of all, it ain't nobody else's business. Secondly, you're in Hollywood. Like you said, it would have killed his career before it even happened. So he said he was battling it for 4 years. So he had it when he did Black Panther.
Yeah.
So he was battling. So just think if he would have indulged that, they probably would have, in casting, said no. Because I remember looking at the movie that they did. It was a biopic about Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. And the executives sat around a table looking at the pictures of the stars, upcoming stars. Are we going to shelve them? Are we going to keep using them? And they got to Lucy and they said, she's up and coming. She's bright. She's funny. She changed her hair to red. She's going to make it. And then they got to Desi. He said, well, he did all he can do. He's just another Cuban. And they tried to shelve him. And if you really look at how you look at television today, it's because of Desi Arnaz. The way we look at TV today, it all comes from him. He don't get the credit for it, but that's how we look at TV. But just think if they would have did that same thing to Chadwick, you know, what they're trying to find, Idris, what's his name? They're trying to make him the next
Idris
Elba. Let's just say they picking him, looking at other actors, and they get to Chadwick. Well, he's dealing with cancer. We're gonna have to up our insurance and all this stuff. Now we can't use him, so he had to keep it quiet just so he could keep working. And that's unfortunate that you. And another great performer that did that was the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. I remember when they talked about she had prostate cancer. She never would come out and say, "I'm dealing with prostate cancer," because what if she would have said that? They would have been saying, the Queen is sick. Queen, the promoter probably wouldn't have booked her for shows and stuff like that. She wanted to keep working as long as she could. So it's sad that stars have to go through that, and it's kind of like they have to suffer in silence. But like Mel just said, I'm pretty sure Chadwick had his family and his boys or his team that they didn't leak nothing. His wife, they kept it all right there, and man, he played some roles that had substance to it. He wasn't no just regular roles. I mean, every movie he did that he was a major star in, it taught you something, had some type of substance with it. And man, so look at it, 4 years. He was sick 4 years ago, was 2016. So he wasn't sick when he did 42 or the James Brown movie. And can I say this on James Brown movie? I was promoting and betting that he was going to get nominated for the Oscar for that role. He was James Brown. And he learned all that within 3 weeks. Like his dance moves.
Wow.
3 weeks? 3 weeks, Beldrick, that he said he learned that. I mean, trying to talk like I remember when we went to the movie to go see it, and his first talking scene came up when he got older. And you know how James Brown talk. You go out over and everybody moves there and said, what did he say? So you know he embodied James Brown with everybody in the movie going like, what? What do you say? I mean, it 42, Get On Up, Black Panther, the Thurgood Marshall movie, 21 Bridges. That, man, if y'all hadn't seen that, it was not what I expected it to be. It was great. Yeah. The Five Bloods, his last role, but
that's right.
I think he finished one more movie, and also he was filming Black Panther 2. That's another question I want to ask y'all. Should they recast the King or not?
I don't know.
I wouldn't. Maybe
I know it's early, but
maybe not recast, but maybe transition. Like, let's just say they had like his father died or something like that. Maybe they have something to where he, like they say something happened to him, and then someone else has to assume the throne. Right. Because it's just like he did, from his father and from the person that his father assumed the role from. So I mean, I think it could be a transition versus a replacement. That's right. That's how I would go about it, as a transition versus a replacement.
Transition, yeah. They could even, they may even be able to CGI, put some effects in there and make it look like he's playing the part in certain areas. Because that movie does have a lot of effects.
Just on how much he filmed.
Yeah, it depends on how much he filmed, right? That too. Yeah. And recasting it, who else would you get? Idris, Idris plays one of the guys on Thor, so I don't know if that would even really work.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
So you just wonder, and then you got Michael B, who played his cousin, in Black Panther.
See, he's already gone.
Oh, he's already gone. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he died in the first one.
He said, "Put me in the sea with my ancestors. I'd rather die in the sea with my ancestors."
That's right.
Now that one guy could possibly do it. He was one of the tribal leaders. I can't think of his name. Matter of fact, the same dude that played what's that movie where he was stuck with the inside the house because that white girl took him out there and he got he was
I know you're talking about.
No.
Get Out.
I know which one. Get Out. Oh, the Get Out. Yeah, we just watched Get Out last night.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did you? Yeah, that movie. Him, because
he could play him.
He could come in because he played the role that he did play in the movie. He played it very well, and so it could be he could be the one to assume the position.
Right.
So
my little opinion about it is, well, he had got beat by Michael B. Jordan's character because anybody could challenge him on the throne.
Right.
Yeah. And then secondly, you look at all the Batman, Superman, Spider-Man movies. There's not just one Batman.
No, it's different.
It's not just one Superman. It's not one Spider-Man. So, I think Chadwick would not want it to end with him.
Yeah.
Because then you'd be killing the legacy of T'Challa. Right. And the Black Panther movement. The Black Panther movement. The movie.
Yeah. And there's other actors out there that could do it.
Right, there are other actors.
You definitely want to probably give somebody else a chance.
Mm-hmm.
An up and coming, And
I think the New York Times even did a piece on it, and everybody on Twitter said, "No, don't replace him." I don't think so. You got to keep it going. You don't want it to die with him. That means it'd just be only one movie.
Yeah, you got to keep it going.
I just hate that he's dead. He's gone. I do hate that he's gone. And now you got to wonder, okay, are we going to do another one because of him or not? But then, you got all these Batmans and Supermans, none of them gone. And it is, I had the same feeling when I finally realized Kobe Bryant was gone. I had when it came across my phone, I was like, I stood there and looked at my phone for at least good 10 minutes. Then I turned on TV and then you're hearing all this Kobe stuff. And then same way with Chad, where I'm going like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, sometimes that Kobe didn't feel real, man. Like it took a while for that to even settle. I was
Like,
like, man, this
right. Shoot,
cannot be
like
real.
Andre said, it felt like one of my close cousins just died or
You just
something.
feel like you knew him. Yeah, like you
Mm-hmm.
people who never met Kobe, like you just feel like you knew him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that really hurt when Kobe
And then what?
passed.
And what made it worse, for me, was he had his baby with him. So
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So let's see. We done lost. 2020 started off bad. That was it right there when Kobe died, because he died in January.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the pandemic, and then a lot of our who else passed away, and you got Reverend C.T. Vivian, you got Joseph Lyon, and these are two civil rights icons.
Mm-hmm.
John Lewis. Now you got Chinchilla. Chadwick, he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Chad, who else is? It's too much, but I'm still not gonna say just throw away 2020, because I'm still believing that 2020 can be. Brax Melder, what is it that you have when you have what do they call 2020 in your eyes?
Hindsight 2020, or you talking about
Perfect,
perfect vision? Yeah,
perfect vision.
yeah,
I
yeah.
still believe it's a way for God to speak to us, to give us perfect vision for our lives, for our country, for us as African Americans, make it in this country, in this world,
Mm-hmm.
just for all of us. So I'm not gonna say throw away 2020, but it's been one heck of a year.
Yeah,
you're right about that.
it's been a tough year.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just throw it away. I mean, you still living. You know, people are still
Yeah,
here,
Right,
so you
exactly.
can't give up because you're still
Right,
yeah,
here, right? You still
right.
got to fight.
you're
You
right,
can't
Brad.
you can't just say I'm done.
Right,
Yeah,
I'm done. If
no,
you throw away 2020, that means you dead.
yeah. I
And
mean, you ain't you
no,
just
you
done. Yeah,
still
you're not.
living.
You still
You
breathing.
You
you
still
can't you can't
breathing.
rewind time or fast forward time.
No, you
Yeah,
sure can't.
You can't jump to 2021 and go back to 2019.
no.
So.
Right.
You could change something about what you're currently doing because your
Right.
current situation can be different. Your
Mm-hmm.
Right.
outlook can be different, and you can approach it differently. You
Because
know.
I just keep seeing people saying, "Oh, y'all can have 2020," or let's just go on 2021, or I'm done. I'm saying you
You
can't
still
do
got some
that,
fighting
bro.
to do. Yeah.
Sis, you can't. You gotta keep fighting through it,
Yeah.
just like we do everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And
Yeah. A lot can happen in 3 months.
yeah,
yeah. We got an election coming up. We got to be strong and
We could we
keep
he could
moving.
we could we could end 2020 with a great thing happen.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's going if it ends like that, it's gonna spark some other stuff though. I think
Yeah.
you know. I don't want to. It's gonna spark some craziness. I think.
Go on and say it.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just thinking if if it goes how we like the vote, like if just say Biden wins,
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's gonna be great. It'll be nice, and I think we'll be happy and rejoice for a bit. But I think you got your Trump supporters are gonna be upset, and so who
Oh
knows
well,
if
let him.
he'll even want to leave the White House, or like his
Yeah.
supporters might still try to act like he's still the president. And so, I mean, you think about stuff, but I feel like it's really not that big of a deal. I think we just need to get him out of office. That's the main thing,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's the main thing.
Because I mean, if you look at it, Trump has done some extraordinary things that no president has done before, and I mean, also I put like I'm just
He's
gonna
done a
put
lot
like
of
this,
things that presidents haven't done before.
right?
Doesn't
But
make
this
it
my
good.
huh?
It doesn't make it good though.
It doesn't make it good. No, I'm not. I'm not saying he did anything good. No,
He's the economy,
right? I mean, he can't.
jobs.
You can't run on the economy anymore. You can't run how many jobs you have created, even though you got a good economy from the current administration, which was President Obama and Joe Biden. And because actually, that president inherited a bad economy. Unemployment was at 16% when Obama took office, and right now unemployment is back up to 14. No, it might be 12%, but for us, it's at 16%. So you can't run on that. So the only thing you can do is provoke fear to your base and to tell them that Trump is going to do, Biden's economy is going to do this. Kamala Harris is going to do this. That's all you can do is provoke fear. And I just thought if since so many evangelicals are for Trump and you talking about fear, doesn't the Bible talk about fear?
That's talking about fear.
Talks about fear,
Yeah,
fear
it talks
not.
about fear.
Yeah,
Go ahead. What does it say, Brent, about fear?
My mind went, but help me out, y'all. Dang it.
God has not given us the spirit of fear. Right.
But of a sound mind.
Right. Like love and a sound mind.
Love and a sound mind.
If you're
I
fearful,
do know my Bible. I just had a senior moment. Please don't be saying Brent don't know his Bible. So
no, that's true. If you're fearful, it's not a spirit of God, but they're definitely creating fear. Yeah, and they're supposed to be so-called evangelicals, so spiritual. And keeping America the way it is or making it great again is it's I don't know.
Like it was never not great.
Yeah. But it's just like you said, Brent, it's a bunch of fear tactics. That's how he got elected the first time. So I think they're staying to the game plan. He's telling people that what is the Hispanic gang, MS-13?
Yeah.
They're gonna move out to the suburbs. They're gonna live next to you. They're gonna do all these things.
Right. Rudy Giuliani saying that Black Lives Matter gonna take your house.
Take your houses. So they're invoking fear. And you got these Trump supporters out here just believing it, man, and they're
soaking it in.
Yeah, and it's not true. It's a bunch of lies. So they're running off the. Yeah.
And it's, you know what? They didn't even have from what the little I saw of the RNC, they didn't even have a platform. It was just support Trump. Yeah,
that's really all it was. A lot of people praising Trump, telling what he did for them. It was more just like a Trump, what do you call it?
Praise party.
Trump praise party. If you want to, I don't want to call it that, but you could. Just like I can't think of what else.
Trump WAP. Worship and praise. Trump worship and praise.
Trump worship and praise. CD 2020.
Whack a president.
But yeah, there's just them like promoting him, telling how good he's been as a president, and pretty much lying. Saying how well he's handled the pandemic. How if anyone else was in his position, how grateful they are. If anyone else was in his position, they couldn't, handle the pandemic the way he did, and so. And
they put the pandemic in past tense. That cracked me up.
Yeah,
they put it in past tense like it's over.
Right.
Yet 1,000 is still 1,000 people a day. We up to 180,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
One man, he said at the DNC, he said by the time the election comes around, we will be at 200,000 deaths in this country.
Yeah, and so they have no choice but to try to spin it, because then they're talking about, you don't want America under Joe Biden. It's going to be, divisive. You're going to have riots and all these things. And what someone, I think it was on either CNN or MSNBC said, well, this is Trump's America. This is what's happening right now under his wife.
Right.
So you don't want America under Joe Biden. This is Trump's America. This is what's going on right now. So, it can't be much worse than what it is right now. I think it can only get better. So all the lies they were spewing, his daughter, Ivanka, before he spoke, called him the people's president. Last time I checked, he lost the popular vote. So I don't think you can be the people's president if you lose the popular vote. The people really didn't want you in office.
You just stole the election, just like how y'all planning on trying to steal it this time go around.
Yeah.
And when I was looking at it, dog, it was just like I turned it off. It was like it didn't engage me at all. It was boring. Like it was just people were just standing there talking and it was almost like they were like reading off a cue card or something.
Right.
Like Donald Trump had somebody type up saying, "Have them all say this," and they were all reading. And it's like,
well, Melda, check this out. The speech, some of the speech that Trump gave when his acceptance speech was he said verbatim. I can't talk. Same stuff he said in 2016. Same exact thing he said in 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, and on DNC night, on Joe Biden's night, everybody was thinking, because he has a stuttering problem. Now that kid at the DNC touched my heart that had the stuttering problem. Mm-hmm. That touched my heart when he did his speech, talking about Joe Biden would call him and give him tips on how to get over your stuttering. Mm-hmm. That was good, and everybody was thinking Joe Biden was going to. He went through his whole speech perfectly. He didn't stumble. He didn't stare his words. He didn't look like he didn't know what he was talking about. Mm-hmm. He did good. And on Kamala, okay, they said the ratings were 3 million more than the RNC, and on her night was the biggest night, was 5 million more than Pence's night, 5.7 million more. So,
yeah, you can't. Come on now, people's president. Give me a break. And there was something else I was gonna say. Oh, did you? I don't know if y'all even watched this during the Republican National Convention, but Donald Jr.'s girlfriend spoke.
Yeah, I saw that, man.
Oh my Lord, Mildred, you might have to go back and watch that. She was like yelling.
She just screaming.
She was real dramatic. It was almost like a movie. Like you would, yeah.
And I was like, baby, you do realize ain't nobody in there, right?
Do you remember some of the stuff she was saying?
What is she?
Donald Jr.'s girlfriend, when she was yelling all that. Yeah, you remember the stuff she was saying? I can't remember.
It was just a lot of hollering.
I know she was hollering and talking about
the best is yet to come.
That's what she said. The best is yet to come, and I don't know.
People's America.
All the amazing things that he's gonna do.
Okay. Yeah, I can't remember, but
People's America.
I would love to just play a clip of that one day, and we just
People's America
and laugh.
The best is yet to come.
Well, we'll definitely find it and play it.
Yeah.
That way we
have to. I have to send it.
Well, y'all saw it, but we'll play it again. But it was a mess, and I was like, baby, you do realize ain't nobody in there. It's just you, the camera folks.
That's it.
And I know you just come. I know you just got done having COVID. Maybe the COVID done fried her brain some from. Maybe that's why she was hollering.
Ain't no telling.
No,
I don't know. Maybe you're not motivating nobody because nobody's in there for you to get a response back from.
And then Donald Trump Jr. I hate to say it, but he looked like he was high.
Donald Jr.
Mm-hmm. I was real glossy.
Yeah. But she was, Ashley just reminded me, she was talking about how proud she was to be like an immigrant, or her parents were immigrants.
That's right. That's right.
Came over.
Right. And she's a prosecutor. She's a lawyer. I forgot she is a lawyer. She's a prosecutor because she was a prosecutor in California. Then she went to New York.
Did she yell like that in court?
Maybe if she have to, I don't know.
Maybe
lawyers do all kind of stuff.
My client did not. Ma'am, I'm gonna hold you in contempt if you yell at me one more time.
We'll definitely have to show that one day, and just
we'll show it next week.
Yeah,
but that was the RNC, the DNC.
Yeah. Oh, the lady. So there were some blacks that spoke at the RNC. If y'all were surprised, there were some. Blacks
I knew they were gonna throw them up there.
Yeah. So there was that lady though that I think we were talking about earlier. What's her,
I can't remember, but she
lady he pardoned.
He pardoned for 20 years for drugs. Now you did have something interesting you wanted to add there. What was that?
I did. Because we were. I know we were discussing. No, I remember. But the discussion was, I remember we were talking, we were talking about how we all felt about some of the blacks speaking at the RNC convention. I think some of them were good, some of them were genuine. I felt she was genuine because Trump had like because Trump had pardoned her. And her offense was a lifetime offense. I think she was going to be in
Thanks
jail
to
for life.
Kim West.
Yeah, thanks to Kim Kardashian or Kim West.
Yeah, Kim Kardashian. Yeah, you're right.
But she had done a lot of things since she had been in jail. Became even think like a pastor and was like mentoring and helping people. But Trump pardoned her, and she was happy. But during her speech, one thing I did not hear, she thanked Trump and thanked him for pardoning her and allowing her to see her family again. One thing I did not hear her say was that she was going to vote for Trump again, and I didn't hear her say she didn't tell other people to go out and vote for Trump. So that was something that kind of stuck out to me about her speech. Some of the other people that spoke on stage did actually say that they were going to vote for Trump, though. So tell others to vote for Trump. But I didn't hear her say that. So just one of the takes I noticed.
So I want to read y'all something I saw somebody post about that. It says the RNC isn't using black speakers to engage black voters. They're using black speakers to engage white people who want to vote for Trump and not feel racist.
I can see that. I could definitely see that.
That's a perfect way to put it. I'm not going to deny that. They're trying to find some way to feel good.
Yeah, they're trying to get that what they call that suburban, those white women,
suburban white
voters,
women,
kind of that middle of the road where they can go either way.
Right.
I think Trump appealed to them last time during the election, or did they vote for Trump last, or they did?
They did. He got 53% of those white women,
suburban white women. Okay, so I think you're right, Mel. They're trying to appeal to them to make Trump seem like he's not a racist.
Herschel Walker.
Yeah. But I think that was really during the whole RNC. People were like, "What? That looks really bad on them because why are you trying to portray this the whole time throughout your convention? If you're not racist, so something must be wrong with your party if you guys are steady trying to
purposely putting people of color in front of the camera.
Exactly. And talking about how good Trump is and what he's done and how he's not a racist.
Right.
Why are they out there saying that if something's not wrong?
If you gotta have people tell other people that he's not racist,
something's wrong.
Probably is.
Yeah, there's an issue.
Yeah.
Needs to be dealt with. If people people gotta vouch for you and say that, oh no, he's not racist.
Right.
Yeah. It's something wrong.
Because he paid me to get up here.
Medj, were you gonna speak at the RNC? Was you gonna get up there? Would you have gotten up there if they would have paid you?
Yeah. I'd have collected my money. I'd have said a few things.
Oh man, that would have been so funny. See Magic up there.
They probably had to turn the TV off. Oh,
go to commercial.
We paid him. What happened?
I was thinking about that though. What if somebody someone who maybe like I don't know, like a lone life or a lifetime Republican, got up there and just like flipped the script,
Yeah.
Just went Kanye on Trump.
Yeah. You know what? As of right now, I'm no longer a Republican. I'm a Democrat.
I'm endorsing Joe Biden here at the RNC.
That would have been crazy.
Cut. They'd have had security. They'd have had security. Say that. And got him off that stage.
I was thinking about that. That would have been off the chain. Sorry, Brad.
No, this is good stuff. Hey, I love it. I love it. But it's funny, it's over 100. I know John, I'm sorry. I just had another senior moment. But anyway, it's over 100. It's about 73 congressional cabinets that are endorsing Biden that are Republican. There's a senator that's endorsing Biden. John McCain, a lot of his workers, cabinet workers, are endorsing Biden. And, I think people are they tired They're seeing what's actually going on, and they're going like Michelle Obama. You had 4 years to get it together, and like President Obama said, he can't do the job.
Right.
Yeah.
He cannot do the job. He has failed America. So yeah, they're just y'all need to be ready. I know early voting starts October the 13th here in the great state of Texas. And if you're not doing mail-in voting, early voting starts October the 13th here in the great state of Texas. So everybody needs to be ready. So let's move on to the next topic. All right, Mel-Bone, the NBA and WNBA boycott.
I think it was good. I think it was necessary because both the WNBA and the NBA both had an agenda when they started back up. To bring even more awareness to the whole Black Lives Matters, and so with them. Starting out like that, bringing awareness to it, and then in the midst of them trying to bringing awareness to it, something else happens, and so they was like, you know what? Let's just make a decision, and we just gonna postpone these games. We're not gonna play today because we're gonna take the attention off of us and put the attention on the matters of the social injustice and and the police brutality.
Right.
So I think it was good, and I think it was necessary, and I think it accomplished what they wanted to accomplish. So and I think, and I like what those few WNBA players that came out and they had those T-shirts on that had the 7 shots on the back, indicating the Jacob Blake shooting, and so that was good as well. I mean, I really did. I like that they did that. It was symbolism.
Right.
Totally unnecessary, completely unnecessary. And I just saw something the other day that made me say, "You got to be kidding me." I walked by, or I saw it on. I can't remember if I saw it on TV or if it was on my phone or what. That somebody they were trying to say that, the reason why they shot him because they said he had a knife.
Yeah.
Really?
That's allegedly.
Right.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me first of all, now I get if they were telling him to stop, he probably should have. He probably should have stopped, but if anything, you could have went and grabbed him. It was because it was what, 2 or 3 of them, and they walking right behind. They could have ran up. They could have got him, grabbed him, and and even cuffed him, whatever, So if you wanted to feel safe, but
could have tased him.
Yeah, anything, but shoot him in point blank range. I'm talking about he's not even a yard away from the man. A point blank range, all in his back. 7 shots, like really. And now he's slumped over in the front of his Jeep
with his kids in the back.
Kids in the back seat, and they saw the whole thing. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me! What went through your head for you to do that? Like, what was wrong with y'all? Like, it makes 0 sense. Senseless. Like, come on, man.
Because he was there to de-escalate a fight.
He broke up a fight. The police got there. He was like, okay, so now they got it. Since they're here, I'm going to leave. I'm trying to take my children wherever I got to take them. But no, he didn't get a chance to leave. Not on his terms.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so he had the gun pointed at, and he's walking back to his car. And as soon as he opened the door, I understand to that point right there, he probably said he might have a gun. He might try to pull it out, or the knife or whatever. And then, but you had the gun pointed at him the whole time when he was walking around.
Yeah.
y'all could have grabbed him. And police are supposed to be trained to de-escalate a situation.
Yeah.
But I still find it crazy that it takes longer for you to get your beautician's license than to finish the police academy.
So you mean to tell me I don't know how long the academy is, but it's not long enough for you to know everything.
Right.
That's just like
For
basic
you to
training.
carry around a deadly weapon.
Right. That's like basic training in the military. Most of the branches, but other than the Marine Corps, is 8 weeks long. And within those 8 weeks, they teach you everything that's basic knowledge because it's basic training. They teach you all the basics of what you need to learn, as a part of being in the military. And so when you're done with that, you go to school after that. So that's more learning. So that means when they get done with the police academy in that short amount of time, they're on the street. You mean to tell me they are ready right then and there? No, they are not. Like that's what I'm saying. I think we put it up. We made that information available before, where in other countries and stuff, it takes a lot longer for you to become a law enforcement officer. And I think one country it takes like 6 months, and one is like a year or something like that. And I can see within 6 months to a year where you learn enough information to where you could do your job properly. Why why does it take longer for people to get a degree? Like I don't even a certification takes longer than what some people think what the police academy takes. And so I mean, there's no way that you learning all that you need to know in that short amount of time. Can't be. There's no possible way.
Nope.
And it's just sad how it's sad, man, when I saw that video and just think that they didn't have body cams because they just voted for policemen in Wisconsin to wear body cam, but that's not going to be put in force to next year.
Next year, yeah.
So what if they didn't have this brother that was in the apartment across the street shooting this video? They could have said anything.
Right. And it was actually two videos. There was somebody that was on because your video you see is on the left side of the vehicle. But there's another video that I saw was on the actual right side of the vehicle where the altercation was happening. And then after he broke it up, then they showing the police interacting with him then, before he starts to walk around to the other side of the vehicle. So yeah, it's ridiculous. Like I said, I don't. There's no excuse for that because what would have happened if that officer would have missed shot and killed one of those children?
Kids, right?
Now, what do you have to say? Oh, the child had a knife. The child had a weapon. What were you going to say then?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, because I think they were even trying to say at one time, I think when it first happened, they were trying to say that he may have had a gun on him or a gun in the car or reaching for a gun. But later it came out that he only had a knife in the car. And he didn't have it on him. They didn't. Well, they couldn't really. I guess with the video, you can't tell if he has a knife or what it is on him. But
right, because he doesn't come back from out. As soon as he reaches in, he's shot 7 times.
Right.
When he leans in his vehicle, he's shot 7 times.
But you said there's more than one cop there. This guy's walking around his car. You can't stop him before he gets to his door.
Right.
I mean, there's you can tase them, you can tackle them, you can just take down moves.
Right.
Like they don't use their other training methods.
Right.
To disarm blacks or minorities. The first thing they go to is their gun, and they threaten to shoot you, and then if you keep moving, then they, it's like, what can you do?
They'll just say he's resisting, and you ain't even resisting.
Right, he's resisting, and all that.
And I'm so tired of hearing that all cops ain't bad cops. Well, keep that same energy and say all black people ain't bad people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Keep the same energy.
Keep that same energy.
Right.
I mean, well, you see what happened with Elijah McClain, that young kid that got killed by the police.
Elijah McClain.
Not,
Oh yeah,
did I
yeah,
say
the kid in
the
Colorado.
Colorado,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and then was still Breonna Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cop has not been arrested, and that's another person who spoke at the RNC. The Attorney General for Kentucky. It's a black Republican, and he talked all that stuff, saying like he's free because he talking about that whole piece when Biden was on a Breakfast Club, and he said, "Well, if you vote for Trump, you ain't black."
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Well, I'm free, Mr. Biden. I'm free, sir." Well, and you saying you speaking all that, why don't you go arrest the killers that killed Breonna Taylor?
Right.
Instead of you trying to get political coup points at the RNC. Oh,
do your job.
Do your job, man.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a reason why they haven't arrested those trying to with Breonna Taylor. They definitely should be arrested, but I think they're trying to say that they're in Kentucky, that the no-knock warrant it was legal at the time.
It was legal.
Yeah, I think it was legal at the time.
But the thing is, the person you were looking for was already in custody.
Right.
You went to the wrong place.
Right.
So who cares about the no-knock warrant? You was at the wrong place.
The wrong place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then arrested her boyfriend that shot back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy, man. This is.
Yeah.
We are at war.
I'm trying to find something.
Yeah. But yeah, no, definitely.
We are at war.
So yeah. Okay. So what I was finished, I just found it, and so the aftermath of him being shot. All the craziness, and that Kyle Rittenhouse, that 17-year-old boy that killed those two people with their rifle. So I seen the video where he's shooting at people, and when he's done, he shoots one guy, and he shot and killed him. He shot him in the head, and
he did.
Yeah, and one of them got shot. They killed him. He shot him in the head.
Person,
shot one in the head, one in the chest. Both of them died. He shot one person in the arm, and then when he's walking away, so people they see him. They try to get him.
Come on, tell it, Mildred. I know. And
they try to get him, and so he like falls down, and then he's on the ground. He shoot, and then he starts to shoot into the dark where the masses of people at. So you blind firing and just shooting. Now he shot probably 7-8 rounds in there. Ain't
no telling if it hit
randomly behind him. Yeah, no telling who was behind him. And so he starts to run down the street. He's got a loaded weapon, runs down the street, and then there's the police at the end of the street. Except the first time I'm watching this video, I'm thinking, okay, so they gonna
get him.
Yeah, they gonna get him, and they're in these armored vehicles. And he's running down the street. He has his hands up. He's running. And then I hear one of the officers on the loudspeaker say, because as he's running towards the police, people are yelling at the police saying he shot some people.
Right.
He shot some people. And he's running. They in the armored car, they say, is anyone else hurt? And then they drive right by him.
Why?
2 armored vehicles drive right by him. Don't say nothing to him, and there's one cop car that's at the end of the street. Don't say anything to him, and so he walks right by him with this loaded weapon. He done shot some people, go right by him, able to get in the vehicle and then drive away.
And go home and go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
But
he called two people to let them know I shot people.
Yeah, he was on the phone.
Yeah.
And what I was finished saying about that, you got Tamir Rice who had a toy gun. Didn't shoot nobody, but he ends up dead.
Cop just ran right up to him and shot him and killed him.
A toy gun.
A toy gun.
Yeah. But did you see? Oh, go ahead, Mel. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, but like you have two totally, I guess you can say similar situations, but because a young person had a weapon, but this young man he's no longer here, but another man who shot and killed people and shot several shots at others goes right by the police, walks right by him with a weapon that you can clearly see, and absolutely nothing happens.
And he knew. He said because like you said, he had his hands up like, damn, they got me. Because they were focused on them black people down there trying to get I'm not gonna just say black because it was white folks down there. The protesters, they were just focused on the protesters.
But
just totally missed this big old AK-47 on this dude. And it's another video where he was with the police before the shooting, and they gave him a bottle of water, and they said, "We're glad you're here."
Yeah, they thanked him.
We're glad you're here.
They're out there
he
protecting.
Said, I'm here to help protect the businesses. We're glad you're here.
They're at that gas. Him and a couple of his friends were at that gas station.
First of all, he's 17. He's not old enough to even own a rifle,
right?
Because you can't own an AR, you can't own a shotgun until you're not even old enough. He was an aspiring police officer, so let's just say he was able to become a police officer.
Well, Mel, I'm glad you just brought that up, because right here they said the 6 felony charges that are on Kyle. Count 1, first-degree reckless homicide, use of a dangerous weapon. Count 2, first-degree reckless endangerment, safety, use of a dangerous weapon. Count 3, first-degree intentional homicide, use of a dangerous weapon. 4, attempt first-degree intentional homicide with a deadly weapon. 5, first-degree reckless endangerment, safety, use of a dangerous weapon. 6, possession of a dangerous weapon by a person under 18. Victim 1, shot, gun wound, cause of death, shot in the back. After the shooting, the shooter called a friend, not 911, to say that he shot someone. Victim 2 hit the shooter with a skateboard. Oh, he hit him with a skateboard and tried to pull the gun away. He died with a single shot to his heart. Okay, so one got hit to the lung and the heart, and so one was shot in the back. That's what they say, but you say one was shot in the head. But it doesn't matter. He killed 2 people, and then he called a friend instead of 911
and wounded another one,
and got 6 counts on him.
Yeah, but it's that video. I don't know. It really made me mad. It made me kind of hot watching that and watching those police drive right by him.
Yeah. Had that been one of us,
they probably would have ran us over with that armored truck first.
Blatant show of just outward,
white privilege, white supremacy,
racism,
systemic racism.
Yeah,
like you so worried about what the protesters are doing down there that you just
get right by you.
You just ignore that somebody had a loaded weapon and will just go right by you. Like, I don't care if it was just somebody, because you have the right to bear arms, you have the right to walk around with a rifle if you want to. Okay, but even if you are, I'm sure if an officer sees you, he's going to come have a conversation with you. He's going to say, "Hey, what you got going on? What you doing?" He's probably going to ask you if the weapon is loaded or whatever. He's going to ask some questions, as I think they should, because you never know. You could go talk to that person, and if they kind of, giving you some issues, then you can, try to take care of that before something possibly does happen.
Right.
But for them to not even acknowledge that this young man had a weapon. It's just baffling.
And it's funny you said that, Meldred, because remember that police shooting that happened here in Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
and they tried to blame it. They tried to blame it on a brother that had an AK-47 white weapon on him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's funny you said that because at the time when the shooting happened, his name is Mark Hughes. He was with police officers. They were just laughing and talking because I think it kind of happened just like how you said it. They stopped and say, "Okay, what are you doing with this gun? Is it loaded and stuff?" And after he told them, "Yeah, it's loaded," but he said, "I got the right to use it." And then after that, they were just chopping it up. He said, laughing and talking, not knowing there's a picture of him going across the country saying this is a suspect, in which he wasn't a suspect.
Right.
So, I don't know, y'all.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely that was sad to see.
Yeah, and I like how Jason Blake's father's been speaking out.
It's Jacob or Jason?
It's Jacob.
I'm sorry, Jacob Blake. His father's speaking out. Just talking about. At first, they talked about his son is in the hospital, handcuffed to the bed. First, he can't move anyway because they said he's paralyzed. But they think they took away the handcuff that they had him handcuffed. Matter of fact, they had his leg handcuffed, and that's where he paralyzed at. Mm-hmm. Secondly, he said he had a conversation with both Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. He said they talked for about an hour. And he said, it was him, the father, and his mother. And the father was saying his mother, just in them few moments, she felt some type of relief speaking with them. And she said, the father said, it sounded like he cared. He said it wasn't political. It was very positive. And because they asked him, had you heard from the press? He said, no. And I think one of y'all was saying earlier how if he feel like if he feel like I have to tell him to call, then he calls, then it's not genuine.
Right.
So, there it goes to show you the leadership, where real leadership is coming from hopefully soon the next president and Madam Vice President of the United States, showing real leadership in times of trouble like this. So, man, I don't know. And it's hard. It's hard. It is hard. So the last thing we're going to talk about for the evening, I just want to bring this up. I thought it was real interesting, and I want to get y'all's take on it. There was this couple down in Florida that said that a Florida couple says their home was appraised 40% higher after removing Black relative photos. So what happened was, it's a mixed couple. It's a Black and white couple. She said that she didn't see him, the appraiser, right away. Her husband answered the door. He said they sounded like they were chopping up pretty good. He didn't see her. Once he saw that she was Black, his whole demeanor changed. And she was trying to get that. She said a mixed couple in Florida whose home in Jacksonville had intentionally been valued to be appraised at $330,000 back in June said the same residents were valued 40% higher after a second appraiser came in after they removed the Black family. So she moved basically anything that let you know that there was a Black woman in this house. And it went up to about 40% higher. So he appraised it at $330,000. She was looking for it to be appraised at $450,000.
Yeah, it was based on other houses in the area that had already been appraised.
They already been appraised at that.
And their house was bigger than some of these other houses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think about that?
It's terrible. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Makes zero sense. It's a house.
So if
it's worth what it's worth.
Right.
Who cares? It doesn't matter what's on the inside of the house. It's not going to be there no way. So You should just base your appraisal and your judgment off of the house itself. The containments of the house mean nothing. Like, what do you? It makes zero sense. I don't know why. Why would you even do that? Like, it doesn't. I don't know. It's stupid. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Man, it's scary to me. It's scary.
It
and it's
is.
systematic because you're like, what
Because you know what? That's
else?
taking away generational wealth.
But it's,
Right.
yeah, generational wealth is taken away. Be like, what else are these people doing to blacks that we don't even know it and don't even realize?
Right.
This, like you said, the woman had to take down all her pictures of any blacks in the family. She
And
let
can
her
you
white
imagine how
husband
she
stay in the
felt?
house when the appraiser come. Her and her son just conveniently, like she said, they just took a trip, left, and let her husband walk around the appraiser, and the house got valued. What do you say, 30% more?
40% higher.
40% higher. So it just makes you think. You're like, man, what else? How else can they oppress black people? Like, what other means are we getting done wrong that we may not
Right.
even realize it?
Yeah.
But when you read on one of those, I think the article you sent, Brent,
Mm-hmm.
they say, that happens. This happened before, and I guess we just don't realize it. They've complained, and even in black communities, you think these black communities, they're appraising these. Sometimes they're appraising these houses at lower values than in another community where it's not as many blacks are appraised at higher values. So they're keeping communities. They're oppressing black communities. They're oppressing
Right.
black families. And so that plays a part in the wealth gap. So we don't have as much money, much wealth
Mm-hmm.
as other races because them oppressing us in these areas that we may not even realize it. So it's scary.
Not
man.
even
It's
realizing
scary.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all systematically done.
Like,
all systematically done.
right. You come into a black community, just think like I was like a community, man, like you, and they valuing everybody's house at lower than what it should be. That's sickening, man. That's real sickening.
Yeah.
And so it just makes you think,
And just imagine how she felt, even though she said, I'm going to get them, but I got to take me out of this to make it right. And it shouldn't have to be like, I got to take all my mom and my dad and them down. And I got to take me and my son, we're going to leave for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Just so we can get this done right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
crazy.
shame. It's a shame, but it's systematic, man. And so it's almost like we almost have to be a step ahead of the system.
We do.
And like anticipate racism or anticipate oppression before it even happens.
And that right there is the perfect, because a lot of people don't know what systematic racism is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a perfect example of it.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect example. I mean, if you didn't know, you should know now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was a crazy article, man. It's just scary. I'm glad it was brought to light, and I'm glad she did what she did because now we know it is out there.
I hope she sued that company. I hope that appraiser he loses his job.
Right.
I'm just wondering what communities has this been done to?
Right. Like where else has this been done to?
Yeah.
And they just then went through the whole thing and been like, we got away with that. Well, we're gonna keep on doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they probably sell you houses for what it's not really worth. Let's just say they sold somebody a house for $300,000,
Mm-hmm.
but the house may be only worth $200,000. But they sold it to you, the black person, for more because they felt like, we just gonna make him pay more just because,
And see, that's the whole purpose of the Fair Housing Act.
Mm-hmm.
And but you still have redlining in certain areas, in a lot of areas.
Yeah, and in communities like that, you can look and see what the other houses are going for,
right?
And see what they're selling for.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a little bit easier to come back because there's other. You don't have to buy it, if other houses are not being, sold for that amount. and you know this house is not, you know, not on that level, like it's not
Right.
really worth that much. So I think on that front you can combat that or fight that a little bit easier. But when you're selling your house, and you got an appraiser coming in and appraising it, you don't really know. I mean, you know what other houses are going for, but what about people who don't know? You know,
Exactly.
they're
Right.
getting taken advantage of. I mean,
Mhm.
it's
The Divine Nine's been brought up a lot since Kamala Harris is a part of she's the AKA. So all, you know, the sororities, fraternities that have been brought up. I wanted to ask y'all, if had the chance when we was all in college, if y'all wish y'all would have pledged, and if you would have pledged, what fraternity do you think y'all probably would have went with?
Me, probably, when my mind stayed down, I probably, and it's not the most popular one because they were formed last.
Later. Uh-huh.
They were the last one to be formed. It was Iota Phi Theta.
Okay.
They were formed around the civil rights movement, and so they were formed during the civil rights movement. So I think my mindset now, I probably would have been Iota, just because, you know, I like what they were, you know, formed around and what they were about. But when I first went to college, you know, then we first, you know, first 18, 19, 20, yeah, I probably would have been, it'd be a toss up between a Kappa or an Omega. Whoever would have took me to a party,
Right.
you know,
they all gonna take you to party.
Right, you're right.
All of them.
Whoever showed me the most love would probably be the one, you
Yeah.
know, to
Right.
get it.
Yeah.
DB.
Oh man. I do wish I would have pledged.
Me too.
I think I really wanted to. I've even thought about doing like a grad chapter. When I started doing grad school, because you can still do a grad chapter. It's not as I don't know how involved it is, but you can do it. But man, I would have been an alpha. That would have been
Okay.
me. And if I didn't know, I did learn a little bit about them when I was in school, because I knew some alphas actually. But I know that's the organization Martin Luther King was a part of. That was his fraternity, and I believe they're the oldest fraternity, men's fraternity
They are.
out there. So my favorite color black. So that would have been
Black
me all
and
the way.
gold, baby.
Black and gold. I like black. I like red, but I love black. So alphas, man. That's where I would have been.
I'm kind of stuck in between because it's omegas and alphas. Omega one because a lot of I have some few family, they some omegas, and my dad almost became an omega.
Oh,
He just when he was in school, y'all know how my dad is. You can't tell him what to do. He ain't one of them men that like folks pushing him around. It was a hazing part he couldn't get through.
He couldn't do.
And I think he got into it with one of them big dogs, and I know he whooped him. So yeah. Daddy couldn't get through that part.
See your dad doing that.
I just couldn't see Dad going. But it was either omegas or an alpha, because like I said, alpha is the oldest, and you know a lot of your prestige guys. Dr. King was an alpha, and you know I like black and gold, but omega, I love that purple. You know some of your big celebrities. Steve Harvey's an omega. Ricky Smiley is an omega.
Shaq.
I like, Shaq. Yeah, Shaq's an omega.
A lot of your athletes
I like what
omegas.
they stand for.
Yeah.
A lot of your athletes, right?
Yeah.
And I like what the omegas, what they stand for, and you know, but their involvement in the community. You know, they just not out. They trying to get that money. They trying to teach these young men how to be in this world. That's one thing I do like about the omega. But them alphas, them dogs, I like them too. I like them too. So I don't know. But I was almost going in the part of becoming an omega, but I was like, I am my father's child. I just couldn't. You ain't finna, bro. You ain't finna be talking to me like you my daddy. So I just didn't understand that hazing. I know they're trying to make sure you're loyal, but God, oh,
it's just a part of it. You know, it's really a make you or break you type thing.
true.
You know?
I guess I got broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens.
But it's all good
It's all
though.
good.
I mean,
They all represent, you know.
good. Yeah, right. That's just what I was about to say. But we the three of us, we part of a fraternity. It's called Men of Integrity.
Yeah.
Men of Integrity. At Grace Tempo. Sue. Let me quit before we get flagged. So. But yeah. But yeah, just before I just want to ask y'all that just to kind of break the what you call it is everything we got dealing with in our world, and we hope y'all enjoyed tonight's show, and we're just gonna end tonight in prayer like we usually do. So, Father God, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we thank you for this show. We thank you for the topics that we talked about. Lord, right now, give the Boseman family comfort during this time right now. For losing Chadwick Boseman is a big loss to our world. So comfort his mother and father and his wife and the whole family during this time. And then also just the whole culture while we transition through this as well. And Lord, with all this unrest, Lord, we know you have a plan. This is still 2020 where we can make perfect vision. So Lord, even during this time, give us that perfect vision that we need to make it through, to make it stronger and to make it better in this world, Lord. Only you can do it. And Lord, we are relying on you. We are nothing without you. And Lord, we thank you and we praise you for who you are and for what you have done for us. By your grace and by your mercy, we are still here. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, good people.
Until next time.
Till next time, we'll be here.
Peace
out.
Peace out.